Batman Vengeance is a 2001 action-adventure video game based on the fictional superhero of the same name. It was released for PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, Xbox, and Microsoft Windows. The game was developed and published by Ubisoft in conjunction with Warner Brothers and DC Comics. The game is based on the television series The New Batman Adventures and features most actors from the show reprising their roles, such as Mark Hamill.
Hello? Anybody home?
Listen, Boopsy, even though you never call and never write, I still got a soft spot for you. So I'm sending you a fun gift. Airmail.
The story centers on Batman's investigation of the Joker's apparent death after the latest encounter while having to deal with other villains and their schemes, all part of a larger plot orchestrated by the clown prince of crime. Batman Vengeance received mixed reviews upon release, and we played it. Batman Vengeance definitely looks and feels like Rocksteady were heavily inspired by it. I did some research ahead of this review, and the story is very similar to Arkham Asylum.
I've got a bomb. All right.
Batman confronts a still-living Joker, having faked his death to exact his true plan. It reveals that he secretly manipulated Evers, Freeze, Ivy, and Batman to fulfilling his goals to mass-produce a flammable Joker toxin developed from promethium, which he intends to spread throughout the city's sewers. Batman shuts off the city's pipe network to stop the flow of the toxin, while the Joker attempts to escape in the blimp and spread the toxin himself. So it's very similar to Arkham Asylum, and essentially Joker again spreading the toxin through the sewers. And of course, if you played Arkham Asylum, you know Joker actually injects himself with the sewer toxin and becomes like ultimate super Joker.
I have nothing to live for.
Wait, there! Joker is making his move!
Now, of course, Batman itself is heavily inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. The game has you at first battle some Joker henchmen to rescue a woman named Mary from a bomb planted by the Joker. This leads to the first boss battle of the game, where you shoot batarangs at Joker, who is swinging on a wrecking ball coming at you. I love the Batman animated series as a kid, especially Batman Mask of the Phantom, which came out in theaters in 1993. I remember in 1993, my Aunt Kathy had taken me and my cousin Danny to see Batman Mask of the Phantom. Now imagine paying to see a movie where the runtime is 1 hour and 16 minutes. That'll make sense for a kid, but you know, it's basically a special on TV. That's how long this thing was. It's just crazy. The batarangs, grappling hook, enemies, and how you fight all feel like Arkham Asylum, which is awesome and sucks at the same time. I honestly thought until Arkham Asylum, all Batman games were bad. Although I enjoy Batman Returns of Super NES because it used the actors/sprites from the movie. It's similar to like the Street Fighter, the movie video game. They use like the actual actors or sprites in the fighting. You get it. This was back when you could play a licensed game and watch the whole movie in the game. It's how I first actually saw A Bug's Life from Pixar when I played it on PlayStation 1.
Well, hello down there. May I suggest that you find the rest of our troupe, and then we can meet again at the Bug Bar.
It's actually a pretty decent game. Overall, Batman Vengeance was a great first impression. I would absolutely come back and finish the game. I really felt like I was playing the cartoon, and sure, the combat and the annoying first-person view as you shoot a batarang can be annoying, but after we got used to and beat the Joker, everything felt kind of smooth after that. I'm giving Batman Vengeance a 4.25 out of 5. Now I'm going to pass it off to Rocky to let him give his first impression of Batman Vengeance.
I did not know what to expect from Batman Vengeance going in. However, it was definitely something that I expected to be pretty terrible, considering I always heard how bad those Batman video games from back in the day were. I haven't played Batman Begins, which apparently is the worst of them. However, this one was a very pleasant surprise. Going in, I kind of expected it to have very rudimentary gameplay that didn't really live up to anything, and at the very start of the game, that is definitely what I felt. You run through this big Gotham industrial landscape where everything is extremely empty and there really isn't anything around while you try to get to this damsel in distress and save her. I think that this part of the game obviously was the worst, and also they don't really explain much to you, so you can fall down into certain areas that you have to use a ladder to get out of, and I got stuck down there for a while because I didn't know what button to use the ladder was, and it just seemed kind of weird. I thought there would be a different way out, etc. Also, this part of the game has some of the funniest shit. Basically, when Batman gets to the damsel in distress that he's trying to save, she's trying to scream something through her mouth gag, and when he pulls it out, she says, "Bomb!" And he looks very, surprised and sad as he stares at the bomb.
Bomb!
And then you have to kind of just run away. Then what happens is you save this woman and you kind of move into this next area where you have a bit of learning to do within the Batcave of grappling hooks, batarangs, how to combat and all that. And on top of that, they teach you how to glide and everything. This game has a lot of really fun mechanics that vary from basically Batman having almost everything on his tool belt accessible to him, as well as having the glide that you can do, and then various other things such as combat, batarang, etc. It was really fun and seemed kind of intuitive to a certain extent, except for certain parts in the training didn't really say what to do next, and so it was a little easy to kind of get lost on what I was supposed to do. However, after the training is when I really started to enjoy it a lot. Basically, you go into the next area where the same exact damsel in distress gets kidnapped, and you then have to kind of save her. It is funny that a lot of the character designs are the exact same across multiple different characters. It is a little weird and off-putting, but it's kind of endearing considering it is an older game, and I understand, processing power, etc. was not that great back then. Of course, the game is not open world. It is, straight. It's not like Spider-Man, etc. It's just a straight shot for most levels, but it has different aspects from things like platforming over to grappling, using the grappling hook, to the combat aspects, and once you get into this part of the game is when everything really picks up. There's a lot of enemies that you can take on, and on top of that, you're meant to arrest them right afterwards, and we continued on all the way till we got to the first boss fight, which was the Joker. Harley Quinn essentially, is helping the Joker at first, but then the Joker's like, no, I want to kill Batsy. By the way, it was the same voice cast as the cartoon, and the character designs and stuff are the same as the cartoon as well, and I thought that was really cool.
Say goodnight, Batsy!
Careful, Harley. You'll kill him. But nothing. You're my henchwench. You catch him, I kill him.
But so anyway, Joker wants to kill Batman by himself, so they start fighting, he starts losing, and then he asks for Harley Quinn's help, where she now is like, no, fuck you. Basically, this boss battle ended in the Joker falling to his death, supposedly. My guess is he's not really dead. However, this boss fight had some fun aspects as well. There was a part where, at the beginning, the Joker rides a wrecking ball, and you kind of have to either, one, hit him with your batarang as he moves, or hit him against this post that's up that you can then knock him against, and he gets stuck for a moment, and then you can go ahead and hit him with the batarangs. After that, he comes down and he squares the fuck up for real, like fisticuffs, to go ahead and take you on physically, and you guys just fight. Overall, the combat's pretty smooth. I think there isn't crazy variation, of course, on the combat that can be done, and there isn't a lot of the chaining that can be done in the later Batman games, and of course there isn't some stuff like drop down attacks, etc. However, what I can say is this is definitely a rudimentary version of what would become Arkham Knight. It had a lot of really cool aspects, again, like the gliding, batarang, grapple hook, all that, that clearly seemed like they were the inspirations for what would later become the Arkham series. And considering how old this game was and that we played it on GameCube, it was really cool to see such advanced shit, even though of course it was a much more rudimentary version than what we're used to today. So anyway, that's my opinion on the Batman game. It was definitely a really pleasant surprise, and I had a good bit of fun with it for the time that we played, and at the moment I would actually give it on a retro scale 3 out of 4 stars. Alright, back to you, Jason.
Have you played Batman Vengeance? What is your favorite Batman based game? And let us know in the comments down below. Also down below, you'll find a description where me and my brother Rocky's all of his socials are located, as well as a link to our main channel, Smokin Sessions, where we do movie reviews, watch-alongs, and all sorts of content that we're sure you'll enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, as well as hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you are notified essentially when a new video drops, so you don't miss out on videos like this from us in the future. Now, thank you so much for watching and or listening to this video, and we will see you all in the next gaming session.
No way, that's insane.
I stay out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a new